The beginning of November was a fantastic kickoff to the new trading season. We had dozens of great opportunities and some big explosive runners. There's no question that the market has been ultra hot right now. But hot markets don't last forever, especially in day trading. You need to learn how to handle and ride a hot market. Otherwise, you will find yourself running straight off the cliff, which is a huge killer to new traders. So what do you mean by running off the cliff? Well, it's a lot like this. In day trading, we'll get these really explosive weeks of runners where everyone is making good money. But that's not the problem. The problem is eventually the music stops for a few days or even up to a few weeks. It's a lot like musical chairs. It's ultra important to recognize when the music is slowing down and to take a breather. For example, in our private community, when those days come, I'm always letting the students know, take a breather today. We have just been ripping really hard. You have to take a breath. You can't keep chasing. Use these slower days to take a step back, process your previous trades, go over your databases, let everything sink in. Don't keep blindly pushing forward. And to further clarify what I'm talking about, we're going to take a look at the recent 800% runner on KRTX. This was a $16 stock that gapped up to $30 on news of clinical studies. And it's nothing we haven't seen before. But what happened 30 minutes later was impressive. We ripped straight up to $60, and by 1 o'clock we were at 70. This is a perfect example of a supply and demand imbalance in its finest form. But what's even more beautiful? We never even rotated the float once. So obviously the stock was cornered from the beginning. But that's a topic for another video. KRTX was closing that day just shy of $100. You would be so surprised when the stock runs from $16 to $100 in a day, how many day traders still lose money trading it. Now, the blood is in the water and everyone is going nuts. Day 2 comes around and we go from $100 to $150 a share in just 2 hours. This is where I found my easy opportunities to trade it, taking 2 nice, easy trades off the 2-minute and 5-minute pullbacks right here. In and out. Easy and done. So now everyone who missed any part of this move is crying. And then you have all the people who claiming they rode this from $16 to $150, further fueling the fire. So what happens come day 3? First off, anything that moves in the market that morning, all the day traders will swarm. But no one has told them this little secret about the market. Retail makes up less than 10% of all the volume in the markets. The day traders are not moving the stock prices. The insiders are. So after jumping in a bunch of moves that go nowhere, they take their losses. And now we see KRTX dipping down a little. And everyone is jumping in. Or should I say, jumping off the cliff, because it was blatantly clear the music was over. Now, what does this signify? To me, this was the final big firework in an ultra hot run. We've had all of November and the tail end of October, especially that feeling we all had on day 3. Anyone who's been trading for more than a few years every day has felt it that day. And the first thing we're going over in the private community on day 3 is everyone take a breather. Everyone take a break. It doesn't matter whether you made money or lost money the last few weeks. The music is stopping. And this is what I'm talking about with new traders running off the cliff. They missed KTRX day 1, maybe lost money day 2, but they know the past weeks have been really active. So here I am day 3, and it's time to make it happen. So they push, and on, endlessly trying to get rich next week. The best analogy for trading the markets is just this. It's like driving a race car around the track. Sure, in the straightaways, you can always floor it, but when the corner comes, are you going to slow down or blast the corner. The new traders are new. They don't even know they're on a racetrack with corners. So they blast the corner and get destroyed every time. Summer is one of the biggest killers of new traders because no one told them the secret that the real trading season is October to June, not January to December. And the day trading market is not done. We are just getting rolling. But your ability to handle the corners on the track is going to make the difference in whether you make it this year or not. You have to learn how to recognize when the momentum is picking up and slowing down. So let me give you a few examples to start. Beginning of November was super hot, and we had the finale of KRTX. We can totally go slow for 3 days to a week and then start slowly building up steam again into December. Or we could go cold for 2 weeks and then have a violent return of momentum mid-December. Or we could have slowed down for 3 days only to pick up right back where we left off prior to KRTX. My point being, you have to develop a relationship with the market and be able to feel its moods and temperaments. Nothing is set in stone. That's why you must always learn how to see what is going on. To be able to recognize when the small cap or large cap market is a busy town square or a ghost town that day is going to be a super important ability you need to develop. There's no shortcut for it. The only way to be able to see the ebb and the flow of the markets is by putting in the time. And I can't emphasize this enough. Take the breathers. If things have been ripping for a few days nonstop, back to back, take a step back the next day. Let's watch and see if the momentum will continue. Then you will start training your mind to pick up on the little cues as to whether we're picking up speed or slowing down. You have to be able to sense this. Don't just push, because you will just go straight off the cliff when the corner comes. You don't need to hit every single trade that comes across your screens, because what good is making a ton of money one week and giving it all back the next? That just sets you up for a crazy roller coaster that will make it that much harder for you to break through the shell of the markets and make it to the other side. So if you guys have any questions about this, just let me know, and I will see you all in the community.